propaganda advertisement. Don't play this fucking game with us.
All right,
The
guys. Now we're
right
gonna go.
and anarchists and libertarians and middle and sane leftists have seen through your bullshit now, and you're not going to win. People like Lincoln, you're not winning. You're stupid.
You're not the good guy.
All right, guys. Now let's go ahead and move it on to the next one. Shout out to our man Hellbat, because he's right. It was within this one video. Trump is going to explain how he could pretty much label Antifa 100% a tariff group. 100% sure he can do it. Well,
Can we start
let's
it
hear
over?
him out.
Lincoln, I'm being bad faith. Why don't you hop up here and stop acting like a paid bot who hops in here and got yourself a moderator wrench so I can't ban you? Because trust me, if you didn't
Can
have
we
this
get
wrench,
rid of
you'd be
him,
nuked from
please?
orbit.
If he wants to bitch about free speech, can we take his away, please?
I'm done.
Like legitimately, come up here and actually have a conversation.
He
And stop
can't.
acting like
His ideas are one-liners. They're indefensible. You can't. There's no depth to his ideas. It's all everything.
Your comments have never been more than
Now,
30 characters.
all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to go ahead and move on. But Lincoln, I would advise you would come up here and defend yourself. And we're just trying to have a respectful debate. Trust me. Guess who's going to turn down the rhetoric a little bit once you come up here. But you talking from the chat is a bit, I mean, at this point, it ain't looking too good.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yep, there you go. But all right, guys, let's get right into this.
100% label Antifa terrorist group. And it turns out he went and made a tweet. Now, everybody is going out here and saying, this is an official declaration. It's official declaration. It isn't, guys. This is not an executive order. There has not been an executive order that I've seen yet. I need to see the language. So this is just him tweeting. Now, let's talk about how you would do it right. Once again, I don't think Pam Bondi understands this. I think Pam Bondi has no idea how to do this. So let me explain it. And maybe somebody can pass this to her team, or, the person that succeeds her, if she's hopefully fired, and get this done the right way. First of all, Trump can unilaterally direct law enforcement to prosecute. So Trump can unilaterally say, okay, FBI, go after Antifa. That's fine. They can do, that's just a directive. That's giving them, the executive is saying, hey, it is your priority to prosecute Antifa. They do that tomorrow. They can bring RICO charges against Antifa. That's completely possible. So that the president can do unilaterally. Now let's talk about these designations, because this is where people get legally stupid, and this is where Pam Bondi has no idea about this. And we're going to talk about domestic versus foreign. So here's the thing. The domestic terrorist organization designation does not exist. There's no federal statute on this. There's no way to officially designate a domestic terrorist group. It does not exist. So the only way you could try to do this is by executive order or by an act of Congress. But those are super flawed processes. Because first of all, if you do an executive order, it's immediately going to be blocked by an activist judge. And by activist, I mean...
It's a weird gray area. We have U.S. I believe it's I can't remember the exact. It's U.S. Code 18. I can't remember the number. I put it in Discord a couple days ago when I was discussing it. The code exists, statute doesn't. Therefore, we've never established precedent. We can charge underneath it as a U.S. Code violation, but we don't have statute to target organization for it. Now, an EO can be established to establish an organization as something to go after, which then pretty much the only way to do anything about it is DOJ can't touch it. It activates CIA. It technically doesn't activate CIA because still on paper, CIA doesn't operate within the U.S. But CIA can give their intel to NSA and FBI to operate within the U.S. to do things utilizing CIA, basically note passing ever since Patriot Act was passed. And I think it was Patriot Act 3 in 2007 or 2009 that authorized a lot of this note passing to occur, that greenlit a lot of CIA operations to operate within the U.S. And it's weird gray area stuff. But it basically turns on NSA. And we already know FISA warrants were turned on for a lot of this. But it's weird.
Now, hold on. Before you keep on going, shout out to my man Anonymous. He says, hey, S.E.T, take a poll on how many How many think there is a cover up in the Charlie Kirk shooting?
We don't know enough about it to have an opinion.
I mean,
even me,
unless you're Candace Owens.
Yeah,
But
this is one of those things where I usually am the debunker of a lot of these conspiracies. I'm usually the one who steps in and goes, "No, there's not a conspiracy. This is how it goes." You can ask S.E.T. He was when the Luigi shooting happened. I was the first one to start debunking 95% of the conspiracies that came out about it. Same thing with the first assassination attempt on Trump. 90% of those conspiracies I was debunking. This one, I'm the first one in line to be like, yeah, there's something up. But in terms of cover up, I don't know. It's really weird how fast this one escalated.
I mean, it's crazy how fast it escalated to possible
It's
cover
global now.
up. I mean, that people
Hold on. Let me add
all
something
types of
into
wild
this.
stuff.
So it's not necessarily how fast it transpired. We got information really fast about, details of the crime scene, details of the shooter, details of that. There was there was a lot of misinformation that was put out. There was like the plane that was flying and the way the stars aligned and the way his hats were sitting there. 347s equals 311s, which equals 33, which equals this. Like there was a whole lot of fucking flooding the field with information. It wasn't necessarily we're getting facts about the thing. But those facts that we did get rather quickly because he was also caught rather quickly.
True. 33 hours. I mean, I guess numerology is real. Master numbers, I guess. But all right, guys, let's get back into the video.
Someone that's opposed to Trump and the administration, just like with all other executive orders. And honestly, I'm being real with you guys. It may not stand up to judicial.
All right. Yep. Unknown. You're gone.
Blocked and appealed, even if that gets appealed, to the next level quickly. Which, by the way, this could take years to appeal. It may get destroyed at the appellate level or at the Supreme Court level. So I have no promise or there's no guarantee this would work if it's done domestically. If it's done by an act of Congress, so help us God, it's going to be a slow process. It's going to be stalled. It's going to be potentially compromised, overboard, pork barrel politics. There's going to be something else slipped in there. Somehow our rights are going to be infringed on as part of this. An act of Congress would be a giant mistake. What they can do right away and what a smart attorney general, once again, not Van Bondi, a smart attorney general would designate a foreign terrorist organization, FTO designation, because yes, we already have an established method of designation for foreign terrorist organizations. Under the anti-terrorism.
That's a weird one. I don't know how you would tag Antifa as foreign though.
I think there was other stipulations to it. I mean,
if they get any money from a foreign source, automatically, even if it's homegrown terrorism, if they get any money from a foreign source, that's all they need. If China's giving them money,
that puts us into a really quick, weird scenario. Let's say hypothetically, right? We find out. We'll jump ahead. Let's say we find out Tuesday that the CCP or Russia
or something,
or let's find out. Let's say we find out tomorrow Russia's been funding Antifa for the last 10 years. That puts us into a very weird situation
with Russia. Yeah.
Because we're already on the brink with them.
I mean, worst case scenario, they can go here and say, "Oh well, the people who are funding this is Iran and Qatar, and this is why we need to go over there and handle their ass." I mean,
and fuck them up.
I could see this being spun into that as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is getting us into a very weird territory if they go foreign.
Set, if you remember this, I said that I don't want anything to do with the Russian-Ukraine war. I don't want to spark World War III over a faraway fucking conflict that I'm not a part of. If Russia's funding Antifa, I'll put my shit on and fucking go right now. Like, this is a domestic issue that now I'm speaking in hypotheticals, and it's fun to do that.
That's one of those weird things. Then we have to trust that the intel's true.
There has to be a point in which you do trust something that comes out of your government. Otherwise, we need to overthrow the government.
No,
Otherwise,
you
we need to
don't.
overthrow the government.
I'm very much of the Carlin mentality. They are lying to me like a cheating wife, man.
I mean, so you can't live. I feel like you cannot live in a society like that because it'll just fall apart. You have to be.
I'm pretty sure we're there, man. Like
Yeah,
we're there though. Like we're already in a
I
relationship with a
agree with
cheating
you, but
wife.
the optimist side of me wants to fucking be ignorant about it.
I know. I get that. I feel that. I feel that instinct, and God, it's that ignorant is bliss mentality. Like I
Yeah,
understand that.
I hate that I pay this much attention to it because I much rather would just like go on with my life and
Oh,
you know
I envy people who just go to work for their little 8 to 12 hour shift, get off work, go crack open a beer, sit down, and watch their stupid sitcoms or their doom scroll, and
yeah.
go to sleep,
Gotta
wake
care in
up,
the
do their
world.
thing over again.
But I care too much about what I believe this country is to just fucking sit back and be like, oh yeah, I don't know, Trump's bad, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
it's definitely a weird situation of like they've lied so much in the
They
last
have.
5 years alone, and they're not even good at it because the people who are lying aren't tech savvy. So they're lying to people who are tech savvy, and they're bad at it. They're trying to lie to people on the internet, and they're not good at it. It's really it's the generation gap. You have a bunch of old fucks in their 60s, 70s, and 80s lying to 30-year-olds.
all right, guys, let's get right back to it.
Unlikely to be blocked by judicial review because it must be challenged within 30 days, and there's a very limited scope of review. All the court can review is whether there was quote unquote substantial support, which just means, hey, is there some proof right in the record? And is this not arbitrary, capricious, abuse of discretion, or otherwise illegal? And anybody who knows the law in the Supreme Court knows that arbitrary and capricious is almost always passed by the government. They almost never find anything as arbitrary and capricious. It's very, very difficult. So, okay, as long as you have some proof, that's good. And honestly, this is the craziest thing. No designation, not one single designation that's ever been made has been overturned. That's powerful, guys. That's really powerful. Compare that to executive orders. Executive orders get tossed out left and right. It's more likely than not that a executive order will be tossed out, right? So, and you're not getting any interference from Congress on this. And the criteria, and let me get through these criteria here. The group must be foreign, right? Engage in terrorism, and threaten U.S. nationals, national security, or foreign relations. So let's go about group must be foreign. So their origin is in Germany. I cannot pronounce this correctly, even though I try to I speak a little German, but I always get this wrong. Antifasciste, and like I always get that one wrong. Fascistis, yeah. Action, right? With a K, right? That's the origin, right? Or originated in Germany. So it's got a foreign origin, right? That's part of it, and it has many foreign members. And the other thing too is this is huge. Foreigners such as Canadians, and once again, remember, Canada is a foreign country. The federally funded, the state-funded Canada Anti-Hate Network is aiding Antifa. So we literally have a foreign government, and once again, Canada is very much engaged in radical left activism. I'm sorry, I know a lot of Canadians. I love a lot of Canadians. I love Canadian friends. I love you guys, but the government of Canada
that puts us in a weird situation.
A lot of extreme leftist beliefs, right?
Damn.
Especially what
that puts us in an extremely weird situation because now we know,
right? So that
after
shows
the UCIT information,
ET to Canada.
Well, no, that puts us in a weird situation after the Doge UCIT information came out. We did this to ourselves.
Who is supporting terrorism in our country at this point?
No, that means we did it to ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like we're like Julius Caesar, we effed up the entire empire and everybody wants to stab us in the back. It's like, what is this?
No, because here's the thing with UCIT, we sent out all those weird programs to every country. We funded all these media programs, all these education programs to kind of spread all this ideology globally. But again, because the idiots, or intentionally, either by intent or stupidity, it spread globally because of social media. That's
Mhm.
I constantly talk about social media as MK Ultra 2.0 because it is.
As far as Canada allegedly supporting terrorism, we know what's the one thing that's not alleged. They do work with the CCP. So you know what, Canada.
Well, I mean, it's not just Canada because okay, that's weird that it's
but
Canada
it's
that we're
close
talking
to us,
about.
though. It's close. Like it's cool for
I know, but
overseas.
that's the thing.
Close.
It's weird that it's Canada because I don't know if you remember this back in 2023, India, their intelligence branch, RAW, assassinated people on Canadian grounds, on Canadian soil. There were confirmed assassinations in Canada by India. And CCP and Canada are deeply embedded with each other, and India and Canada aren't exactly on good terms right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're not. India and Canada are pissy, and India and China are pissy with each other, and we're pissy with China. So this could very well be just an interconnected shit show about to happen.
We're going to World War III.
This is sounding exactly like prior to World War II. G2 was doing a lot of the same thing. G2 is the Army's intel division. The United States Army back when it was just the Department of the Army and Department of Navy before it all got split up into the different branches we have now. And we had G2, and it was doing all kinds of crazy stuff all over the world, similar to what we're doing now. This could just be USID got caught up in a bunch of stuff, and USID ended up the stuff that was being funded by them. The money was getting backfiled by other stuff. People don't realize this. India's intel branch is the third largest in the world. You have CIA, Mossad,
India?
and RAW.
Really, not MI6?
MI6 is like sixth in the world.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was. All right.
So RAW, the fact that they are operating in Canada, and now Canada's implicated in some weird stuff. Like, this is looking. Yeah, this is not going to end well if this is the case. Like, if we have if Canada, because I think Canada's intel branch is fifth in the world. And they are notorious for spying on the U.S. They've been caught spying on us and hacking us a few times.
And they
so
say
that's
they're our
kind
best
of
friend.
interesting that they're implicated in this whole situation. But then at the same time, it could just be, oh, now we have a reason to go make them 51st state. This could just be a justification kind of scenario, a preemptive, hey, we want our Danzig.
All right, guys, let's get right back into it and shout out guest dude.
Hey, for the record, link the sync. You've officially solidified yourself as a keyboard warrior.
Damn, keyboard warrior certified.
He really is. Like he doesn't get over more than about 30 characters, and he refuses to show up for anything.
Can, I believe, meet this element. And at the very minimum, you could say, okay, the foreign elements of Antifa, right? Those can be designated if you want to try to split those off. But I think you could do the whole thing because it's very loose and decentralized, right?
I'm gonna have to pause real quick. Somebody asked a question.
Mafias, etc. And that's a good comparison because
let's see,
we're for
you pluribus
that's
unum.
Exactly the type of groups that have been designated as terrorist.
As far as the question of Canada spying on us, you can find that intel. I believe you just got to go to the CIA's World Book website, and they declassed a lot of stuff from the 90s and 2000s. Like they declass their records every 20 years on what they have, and if you go look up the 90s and the 2000s, especially the 2000s, I believe between 2001 and 2008, they were doing some pretty heavy spy activity on us to try to figure out how we were preventing our terrorist activities. So they were hacking into us. And that's kind of them hacking into us is what let a lot of the leaking of intel on how the NSA became public knowledge to the United States, because up until the mid 2000s, the NSA was still kind of an urban legend, and it was because.
Hey, let me pause. Let me pause you real quick because I appreciate how much fucking work you've done into this. This is my point, you fucking morons. You will come up at, like I said, you're a keyboard warrior. He's capping. You don't even know what he's talking about. You don't even know what he's talking about, and you say he's lying. Like, that is so hilarious and so rich from the party that claims to be so well educated.
All
Yeah,
right, guys.
I've written 50-page papers on the CIA. I've written two separate 50-page papers on the foundation and formation of the CIA. Back in I want to say, what years were this? This would have been 2010, 2011. And I wrote this. The second paper was entirely about Wild Bill Donovan and how he founded the OSS, brought the OSS up through the entirety of World War II, and how the OSS was disbanded at the end of World War II
Yep.
as part of the early part of Project Paperclip, and how the CIA was founded entirely to bring in a bunch of Nazi spies so that we could establish a behind enemy lines operation to spy on the Soviet Union in the early 1950s. So yes, I am well versed on the history of the CIA all the way back to its foundation up until probably about 2020, because that's where the intel breaks down.
All
So
right.
in other words, not to
Before
toot
we go
his
to
horn for him, he's the resident subject matter expert on intelligence.
Hey, all right, guys, let's keep it going from here and let's go ahead and finish this out.
And there's been multiple incidents of terrorism and violence that Antifa's done across the U.S. This is easy to prove. Second, and then lastly, threatens U.S. nationals, national security, or foreign relations. Honestly, it has all three. It damages all three. But if you wanted to do the easy one, national security is a layup. It's very clear. So there's no really debate there. So let's look at the foreign terrorist organization, shall we? If we look at what those are and what's been designated, you see mostly cartels and gangs, from MS-13 down there on the bottom, all the way up to Los Choneros and Los Lobos, which were designated this month. Those are gangs, and those were designated in September. So everything that Trump has done, except for a couple here, like the Balochistan Liberation Army, which is a Pakistani and breakaway thing. Most of these are, and some of the Middle Eastern ones, etc. But most of these are cartels. Most of these are cartels, Sinaloa cartel, etc. So if you think about how cartels operate, cartels have domestic elements. They have people in MS-13 and Los Lobos, Los Llaneros that are in the United States. And those are successfully held up. Those haven't been overturned. So they're very much comparable. And if you look at the actual language on how they designated these, and you say, international cartels constitute a national security threat beyond that posed by traditional organized crime. So you could say Antifa constitutes a national security threat beyond that opposed by a traditional organized crime. That would stand up. The convergence between themselves and a range of extra hemispheric actors, from designated foreign terrorist organizations to antagonistic foreign governments. This is true too. Canada, we have proof that Canada is an antagonistic foreign government. Trudeau is literally behind this. He's literally helping them, right? You've got complex adaptive systems, characteristic of entities engaged in insurgency and asymmetric warfare. Absolutely. And infiltration into foreign governments across the Western Hemisphere. Once again, sorry, our northern neighbors, but obviously you've got some people in the woodshed up there, and there's people in Europe, etc., other places where Antifa has infiltrated. So the consequences, and this is huge, this is massive. If we are able to get this designation, if we're able to do this, we can make it a crime to knowingly provide material support and resources to a designated FTO, which means even if you're an American, if you're helping Antifa, you're done. So in this way, even if we just designate the foreign elements, Antifa within the United States that is helping outside the United States, we get all of Antifa. We get all of Antifa through this foreign FTO designation. This is the way to go legally, because you get everybody with this. Next, if you represent that FTO, you're inadmissible to the U.S. or you can be deported. So all of these activists, which are being flown into the United States, which are coming in here to assist, etc., deport them all, ban them all. That will really cut down on the numbers in these demonstrations. And last, this is the most important, U.S. financial institutions processing or controlling any assets may block all transactions. So all of those foreign assets from the foreign organizations clearly blocked. The domestic ones can probably be blocked too, because once again, they're supporting.
Hold on. I gotta make a comment on that note. Imagine this 20-something-year-old that thinks that he's so righteous. His fucking Chase credit card that his mommy and daddy signed off on fucking stops working, and he can't afford his fucking what'd you call it, guest dude? Star Trek gay porn.
Oh yeah, they just want Star Trek socialism that isn't even socialism. It's actually just high state enlightenment liberalism, but they're retarded.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget the furry costume.
Oh yeah, but no, this is going to be probably my next hyperfixation because I didn't know about the Canada connection, but it makes sense. My the intel I've been getting lately, a lot of the intel channels that I've been diving into point to India being a major funder of a lot of the stuff we've been dealing with. And now this creates a conundrum. We obviously knew the CCP's been funding a lot of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
But this changes the game a lot. Because I mean, we already know like the UK's got 6 months max before they break out into a civil war. The Charlie Kirk assassination sparked the powder keg over there.
Hey, bro, hold on. I'm sorry, but CNN just came out with a video like 2 hours ago. GOP lawmakers reject effort to subpoena FCC chair in Chemo case. So they want they want this man to stand in front of Congress over this. They're really that upset that they want to bring the FCC chair in.
It's
gonna be a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of overreach at this point. I think at this point they're trying to show they're doing something. I don't know if you saw the video of the guy who was in DC wearing the full mask baklava talking to the National Guard.
Oh yeah,
a couple days ago.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good video. I'm not sure, Monty. Would you be able to track it down? I haven't been able to track down the full video. I just saw
finding
bits
shorts
and pieces of it. Yeah, and it was funny because he was talking about it's like one of the points he brought up is the reason they're tearing down all the statues of like the old politicians is they're on horses and they're like doing stuff. Politicians used to have to do stuff.
Yeah. George
they don't
Washington
do shit anymore.
George Washington took a cutlass across the fucking Delaware.
Like you. And it makes sense in retrospect. It's like now they look like they're doing stuff because they're calling people to talk to them, but they're not really doing anything.
All right, wait, hold on. Hold on now. Describe. I could possibly find the video, but while I go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and get into this conversation about Trump going after Antifa.
Yeah, the Antifa thing's weird because the people who are doing it, like the people who are. It feels more like they're trying to intentionally trigger a color revolution. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the concept of a color revolution.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to think a little bit more on that one, guess too. But let's get right into the video.
But I mean, that's what it feels like. This is exactly what we did in Ukraine. This is exactly what we've done. The United States with the CIA has done in multiple countries is a color revolution. This isn't
the CIA trying to overthrow the government.
They're trying to create enough destabilization that the country does something weird where a revolution occurs, where enough destabilization occurs that a reactionary government takes over.
Right. So what is the end goal of that? Like the writing's on the wall for you. What is the end goal of that? Like gut feeling. Like you don't have to put logic in. Where are you thinking about this?
The fact that we're seeing weird stuff like FCC and
no. Like, I mean, what is the
fact that a right wing executive branch has the full House and Senate right now and a majority of SCOTUS. We could see a new kind of right wing political movement take over and form a new reactionary party. And I don't know what that looks like.
Does it look tame or does it look radical to you?
We've already got National Guard deployed in our capital.
Yeah.
That's weird. And they're talking about deploying more National Guard in other major cities. That's hardly tame. That's very much antithetical to the last. Like it's looking like why we had a revolt in the first place to found our country was
well, here's the thing: if the crime gets a bit untamed there, then what are we else to do? Especially when
that's the weird
adding
thing
more
is,
cops is not working. So if
yeah,
we're
that's
just saying that every
the
time
weird
we
thing
use
is
the army to
I don't have an
handle
answer for it.
I get it, but it's like
That's the
saying every
weird
time
thing.
we use the
I don't have
army
an
to
answer
handle
for it.
I get
Sometimes a reactionary government's necessary, but whenever a government gets its teeth
honestly, no, I know
power,
a reaction. I don't even think it's about being reactionary. I think it's just them trying to take care of a situation. And if we're just going to sit here and have all these radical
That is by
hypotheticals
definition
jumping off
reactionary.
into the weeds of it, huh?
But that's by definition a reactionary government.
They're just trying to fix things.
Yeah, but usually it's a result of
well, hold on now,
an extreme leftist policy, extreme liberal policy always results in reactionary right policies taking over. This is just the natural process of any republic.
Order of things. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you might be stretching it a bit.
No, you can look at it in every country.
But there is history to back up what he's saying. Like I do know. Like
so
there's history, but it's still a stretch.
The question always becomes: governments don't let go of power when they have it. Once they realize, oh, we can deploy military into a city, they don't tend to not deploy military into the city. They tend to go, oh, we could just leave the National Guard there. And then they do it to the next city, and then they do it to the next city, and then they just get used to the idea of
but you guys are really
Guard
waiting for no
example.
But we're not really getting no examples. You guys are kind of just jumping to the to the hypothetical.
No. There are examples of it. Like there's plenty of examples in history of
not history today.
Oh,
that's all.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this is a potential outcome. Now with a domestic terrorist organization that could be defined as funded by external terrorism, with the Patriot Act in place, GWAT in place, they have justification to be like, okay, we're also doing this immigration thing, plus we have this domestic terrorist organization. They have justification to now deploy National Guard to deal with Antifa plus immigration. They can go to every major city and be like, now the National Guard's activated underneath Title 10 in every major city.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to fly over well because, like, in the comparison to Antifa and these gangs that are pretty much running these sections of the city, it's a little bit different. Antifa is way spread out. We're trying to stop, criminals and criminal organizations. Now, Antifa, we're trying to designate them as a terrorist organization, and these guys are spread out. So it's going to require the FBI, CIA to really handle these guys, and not I don't think the National Guard is ever going to get involved with
Wait, so does that mean fucking active duty wartime campaign badge or campaign ribbon still authorized? If we're going under GWAT and now we've designated foreign terrorist organizations, is GWAT back on?
That's the weird thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're hitting an event horizon that I'm not sure how to see past.
Okay.
That's the issue. And that's the thing with reactionary right movements. They're not necessarily a bad thing. There have been times where reactionary right movements do result in good things. Thailand's a prime example. Thailand operates underneath a reactionary right political system. Singapore is a reactionary right political system. They both run relatively good. Singapore is one of the safest places on the planet. Yeah, you're underneath very strict rules. You break one of those laws, you're going to really regret it. But it's also one of the safest places on the planet, and you can raise a family really well there. I believe Malaysia is also a reactionary right political system.
Just really expensive.
We are going. Hold on now. We're going a bit into the weeds on that one. But
I'm giving you examples of times it's happened where the police in those places were effectively military police.
Yeah, but that's another country retain. I mean,
but you can only look at other countries for your
day.
This
Like
is
I
present
hear
day.
you guys trying to like bring in other
No, I'm
countries,
saying this is
but
present day.
we're
Like
dealing with a
Thailand
completely different
operates that
government
way
and all
now,
that.
and it's weird because I mean, it's
Yeah, but
not
completely
necessarily a
different government, completely different constitution. I hear it, but I
So
just
But I
don't
here's
mean,
the
that's the
thing.
thing
Here's
is,
the thing,
if
Set.
you had a reactionary
just jump to
right movement in
conclusions just
America,
off what happens in these other countries, like with separate laws from us.
No.
I
Hold
know,
on.
but
Hold on. Let me address this. If you have a change in the style of government, the Constitution goes out the window. No one fucking cares about the old laws that drove the country into the ground. It's gone. That you write another one, or you structure your government different. That's why he's saying it's a reactionary government, and that's why he's saying Thailand still operates on that, because that's the founding principles of their new government. And
yeah,
so it doesn't matter what you say about the Constitution today. That's gone. That, like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
they
This is
nullify it.
triggering. This could be triggering a color revolution.
Yeah.
Like these foreign powers have put enough pressure on us through Antifa, through the drug trade that they've pushed into us.
Yep.
And it could very well be the CIA that's been doing it the whole time. Like it could very well be the CIA that's done it. Because USID is the little sister to the CIA,
Yeah.
and
It's
USID
the
wasn't
financial
shut
arm of
down.
the CIA.
That's the weird thing about this. Like everyone talks about, oh, Doge got USID shut down. No, Trump did not shut down USID. He took all the programs and funding from USID and folded them up underneath the State Department 3 days after shutting USID down. He
Yep.
fired the people in USID and made them part of the State Department. And the State Department is just an arm of the CIA.
Yeah.
So we are maybe seeing a deep state takeover by the CIA.
All right. I can suck.
So that's what I'm saying. This is weird,
there.
and it's
And
not
then to
necessarily.
round the point off, the why are other countries trying to take us down? If it's other countries, because they believe if we have a color revolution, if we change our style of government, it'd be easier to implement, not necessarily like take us over, but to implement their will on us
Or get us off the
to
world stage. So
get us off the world stage. Yep.
we're not operating in the Middle East. We don't give it. We stop buggering the issues in the South China Sea. Thailand becomes easier for China to take over.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure everybody gets the point by now. But where are you at with this? Like that we're going through a color
On the
revolution.
timeline.
Yeah.
How baked is this cake?
6 to 18 months, we'll know. If this is what's happening within the next 6 to 18 months, and that's because I think Charlie Kirk's assassination might have been the trigger.
All right. Okay, then. Well, okay, so shout out to Starch and Manning. He says this week a lot of Christian nationalists let the mask slip. This is crazy. Not about Jesus, Christianity, free speech, or democracy. Control and supremacy. Really, dog? It's like it's crazy. So Disney, not Trump, Disney pretty much fired your favorite political pundit and political comedian pundit, and it's MAGA's fault, it's Trump's fault. You see how much of a crybaby you guys are? When Disney takes off your guy for 1, bad ratings, 2, bad rhetoric, 3, bad timing. When he takes them off for that, you guys blame Trump instead of the fact that he had bad ratings
that's
and
the
the
thing.
FCC.
That's the thing.
Are you serious?
That's the thing. They can never take accountability. This is the low information side of the thing. This is like what Guest is describing as the immune system. They don't know what their purpose is. They just know that if they keep doing their purpose, their overlords will like them. Their friends will like them. It's the immune system.
Starch. It's not about I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. It's not about hypocrisy. It's just the fact that you guys can't hold your own accountable, and you're willing to make excuses.
It's really going to suck for people like Starch. There is a very, very high chance that the Catholic Church in the not too soon future will declare a golden bull and a Deus bull.
But what am I? Hold on, guys. Hold on. What am I missing with the Kemel arguments? No, somebody come up here and explain it. One of you leftist cowards, because now I'm about to call y'all cowards because you can't explain this at all. Come up here and explain this. Starch, Link, confronting Setter to the congregation, I will literally give you guys 5 to 10 minutes to explain this. Please.
Oh, I'll shut up too. I'll listen.
Shut the hell
I'll
up.
listen. I won't say a fuck.
Because
I'll
right
mute
now, you
myself.
guys sound, I'm be honest with you, I'm a bit ticked. You sound retarded. You sound like a bunch of soft ass babies who, because you can't hear what you guys want to hear, even though it's not ethical, you're going to cry and talk about the president when it has nothing to do with them. It has something to do with the same corporate elites that you guys bitch about every day.
Yeah, I legit just said this could potentially all be something that's internally being mixed up as a color revolution being triggered by upper echelon. I just gave the left its perfect ammo. And these dumbasses are still running around going, it's Christian nationalist, it's this, it's this, it's
You're
this.
a fucking moron. You're
I just
so
gave you
stupid.
the perfect ammo, and you dumbasses are still using the same
they don't
dumb
understand.
talking
And
points.
please,
They don't understand the argument.
I will give you
That's what I'm saying.
uninterrupted.
You're right.
5 minutes
You're right.
uninterrupted, please.
You're right,
I'll
yes,
give it
dude.
to you.
I like I said, I was looking for the words to describe how they operate because I've had that thought in the back of my head. It's like these are not the people that are the issue. These are just the fucking barrier to the issue. And you're absolutely right. They don't even understand the argument in which you just made against the right, and they're still Christian nationalists, Nazis, fascists. I fucking boop 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 lizard, 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 lizard.
Yeah, they're not like this is not the right is not going to establish a new Nazi regime or a new fascist regime. They never do the same thing twice. They are not going to reestablish some Heil Hitler regime. What it's going to be is a new kind of reaction to whatever the left does. Every single time the right does something, it is a reaction to whatever dumb shit the left has been doing. Hitler and Mussolini and Franco reacted to the dumb shit the left was doing in their countries. Every single time the right reacts, they do it because of what the left had been doing for decades.
All right,
and now
guys,
now what's going to happen is whatever version of the right establishes in the 2030s, because it's going to happen in the 2030s, is going to be some sort of amalgamation of the weird corporate government status we're in right now. And it's not going to be some, fascism or Nazism. It's going to be some weird hyper border structure where borders are going to be the fucking concept of passports was a right-wing concept that was invented so that they could better control borders in Europe during World War One.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, now let's get back to the show, and shout out to my man Hellbat. He says, remember when they said it's a hit on free speech for taking child porno out of children's schools? Fuck, man, F around and find out. I don't support that one bit. I mean, yeah, y'all did try to defend, child pornography in books, in children's libraries. Remember that. That was
and there's still is there anybody backstage
now,
that has come up to even
no, but I'm gonna say it again. I will give you 5 minutes uninterrupted. I will mute Monty, I will mute guest and I will make sure
I will leave the chat
at all. And I will give you guys the stage to 5 minutes explain where are you getting this from. Please come up here and I'm hopefully you're secure in your answer or you're secure in your position.
They're not.
Link, Starch, hopefully so.
But shout out to Starch for donating at least.
Yeah,
Link doesn't fucking donate.
for donating. At least you donated.
Oh my God.
So I do got to appreciate
I got people in the chat calling me a moron. They don't need like
they're projecting. Ignore them. Ignore the chat. I know, learned that lesson.
No, it's not something I'm taking in personally. I'm just curious
how stupid people can be.
Why they can't back up their arguments.
They can't because they're fed to them because they're parroting their arguments. They don't know their arguments. They don't feel their arguments like we understand our arguments. Like it is not a I'm basing this off of anything other than because Jimmy Kimmel gone. I like Jimmy Kimmel because he says the things I agree with.
But all right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into
That's
this
the
video.
issue. That's the issue with creating a zombie army. It falls down real quick.
But all right, guys, let's get back into the video and hopefully one of these guys come up here with an argument.
If they do, I'll leave.
Is not messing around anymore, labeling Antifa as a terrorist organization. And he told Martha McCullum this.
We're going to do a big thing with respect to Antifa. It's a sick group. I mean, very, very sick group.
You said millions and millions of dollars.
And shout out to Link. He said, I tried going on VC. Where do I go for backstage? All right, so you go to my main page, you go to the post tab, and then you hit the first link you see. So
On YouTube, not on Discord, bud.
On YouTube. On YouTube. Oh.
Yeah, he was getting in Discord asking what we wanted to debate about. I'm like, no, get in the stream.
Ah, yes. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and get into stream by go ahead and going on the main page, post tab, and you'll see it right there, Link.
It's a big blue link that says StreamYard. It was posted about 2 hours ago, or three hours ago.
And shout out Blake. Any of you explain the 13 fundamentals of fascism? How about this? You come up here and you explain how that applies to us.
How
that applies to MAGA. Why don't
13 fundamentals of fascism?
Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Blake, Umberto Eco and all of his followers are chasing the ghost of fascism. The 13 fundamentals of fascism are bullshit. It was written in the late 90s, early 2000s, based off of Umberto Eco's work. Umberto Eco has PTSD from growing up in fascist Italy and post-fascist Italy, where they tried to reestablish fascism twice, once underneath a CIA operation. Okay. The issue is Umberto Eco sees fascism in a fucking teacup turned the wrong way.